Hello, good morning. Assalamu alaikum, guys. This is Jessica signing in from the a live session. Um, I'm not sure. I was struggling to go online on the YouTube, but this is the first live session for the civil engineer YouTube channel. Um, uh, the reason actually I've started this live session is it would be a quick way just to go through the question answer session. I really appreciate your involvement with the civil engineering YouTube channel, and I deeply appreciate your support and your questions, and I hope that is helping you as well as me as well. And let's see if someone joins in here. Welcome, brothers. मैं हूँ जान ज़ेब खटक लाइव यूके से सिविल इंजीनियर यूट्यूब चैनल की मद में क्योंकि वहाँ पे मैं लाइव नहीं आ सकता था due to some yeah reasons there, so I've tried on the Facebook just to see, I mean, how it goes, and hopefully in the future we can get online and on the YouTube channel as well. So the reason for this live session is just to go take your live questions. If you have any questions about the civil engineering related, anything about the construction related, immigration to the UK, students, visas, and all those sessions, all those questions. I mean, how to find a job prospect in the UK. Certainly, I can try to the best of my ability, to my knowledge. I can try to respond to your queries. I can see people are joining in now. सो जो लोग पहली बात ये कि आप मेरी आवाज़ सुन सकते हैं कि मैं अपने आप से ही बात कर रहा हूँ, आप मुझे प्लीज़ रिस्पॉन्ड करें. You need to respond, yeah, please. In comment section you can respond in, and I will take questions as well. um, Obviously, I mean, as said, ये पहला सेशन है तो कुछ गड़बड़ तो होती रहेगी, लेकिन मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि we make it to the minimum, yeah, the disturbance. लेकिन अगर आपका कोई questions है related to civil engineering, construction related, students है, बहुत सारे questions आ रहे हैं about the what's the best course, I mean, to go for MSc in the UK. So that sort of questions, but I'm still waiting for the people to join in, and then I can start, yeah, answer a few questions. Quite a few I already got it actually from the channel. तो उर्दू में कर सकते हैं क्वेश्चन, पश्तो में कर सकते हैं, English में, whatever you prefer. I can answer, yeah, in the same language. या तो बहुत सारों का यही क्वेश्चन आ रहा था रिपीटेडली कि यूके में जो है कौन सा बेस्ट इन डिमांड सब्जेक्ट है इंजीनियरिंग, सिविल इंजीनियरिंग रिलेटेड जो है. तो इस पे मैंने एक वीडियो भी की है a few weeks ago about, yeah, it's a high demand. Engineering is one of the top highest in demand in the UK. And actually, so any civil engineering related subject that will, yeah, drive you towards the job, honestly, is in high demand here. There are huge big projects in the pipeline in the UK. पे jobs बहुत मिल जाती हैं as long you finish your studies, you complete your MSc here. तो जॉब जो है वो आपको मिल जाती हैं यहाँ पे, क्योंकि बहुत बड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स जो है इन द पाइपलाइन, स्पेशली द HS2 हाई स्पीड 2 रेलवे प्रोजेक्ट जो है, वो काफ़ी लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट है. अभी इसकी स्टार्टिंग हुई है a few weeks ago. उसकी completion जो है इस 2040 में इसकी फाइनल जो है commissioning completion है. तो आपको काफ़ी लंबा जो है वो टाइम स्केल है उसका, और बजट भी 106 बिलियन पाउंड उसकी जो इनिशियल एस्टिमेट, आई मीन, फाइंड हुई है, तो 106 billion. I don't know how you calculate into the rupees. I don't know that big figure there, but yeah, it is 106 billion pound initial budget. So that's really a long-term sort of projects. So if you're thinking about, yeah, coming over to the UK, it's a bright future for the engineer, especially the civil engineer, I would say. Obviously, I'm in the same field for quite a few years actually here in the UK, so I can tell you the truth here. One thing I would like to actually add here, the system, the law is changing quite rapidly in the past few months or so. One of the main changes that they brought in for the students is about the PSW post study work visa, which has been granted again. It was in the past as well a few years back, but they have banned for quite a few years, but now started again. And what is PSW is actually when you complete your MSc or the degree course here in the UK. So you get a 2 years additional visa to work here in the UK, and that's quite useful actually for the student. I mean, they can easily settle in within that 2 years. What they would do is actually they're eligible to find the job and apply for the full-time job here, professional job. And normally, I mean, 2 years I would say, is good enough for the professional to find a job here, and they can easily settle in. Another system actually that's gonna start in January 2021 is about the point-based system for the immigration. Um, that is for the professional. Riaz Ali Shah, this is especially, I mean, for yourself. My new point-based system is starting actually here in the UK, similar to the Australian or Canadian sort of system. So you will have basically the points. You need to just achieve those points, and I'm sure, yeah, the likes of Riaz Ali Shah. I mean, you got experience, you got the content. I mean, what is required? I mean, to tick all those boxes to get 70, well, actually 70 points you need to achieve. I mean, to be eligible or to get through the point-based system, which is going to come into effect from January 2021. Hello, Raghav. Well, I already mentioned actually that question, but I think you missed that part. But I would just say again, yeah, MSc for civil. Easy to find a job. Of course, an MSc for civil. I said, I mean, there is there's a huge demand for civil engineers in the UK, and I did a recent video on the how much demand is actually in the UK, especially the long-term projects that's recently kicked off actually, especially the High Speed 2 project, and there is a huge demand in that project for the civil engineers. MSc in any sort of subjects, you could go with transportation, railway related is in high demand as well, railway engineering, or maybe a railway management, railway system. You could go with the infrastructure, MSc management. You could do construction management. Um, Anything that would give you a quite easily entry into the job market here in the UK. From salary perspective, I'm talking, from salary wise. So of course, I mean, I would say I would recommend the construction side. I mean, the contractor pays more than the consultant. That's just a norm in the UK. Easy, it's quite easy to find a job, to be honest. As long you have the basic requirements, what is required for the job. The good thing about UK, sort of, yeah, finding a job in the UK is everything is online, so you don't have to throw your CV basically in person to anyone. So everything is online, so you can go on the website, you can upload your profile there, your CV, and if you have the competency, the requirements of the job. And the a good thing is actually, when the employer advertise the job, they will actually give you a bullet points. I mean, what is required, what is actually the requirement for the job. So you can literally, from the onset, you can see you have ticked the boxes, and you can apply for the job. So it's very transparent system here in the UK. If say, if you are applying for as a graduate engineer, as your first job, um, it's not tough. as long you know the basics. By the basics, I mean if you know bending moment, shear forces, the loadings, and some basics terminology about the survey, backside, foresight, height of instrument, how to work out these. These are just the basic requirements. I mean, for engineers, I'm sure, yeah, you know what I'm talking about here. As long you have ticked those boxes, and you have the communication sort of, yeah, you can convince the basically pass on the information in the interview to the interviewer. That's all that they are expecting actually from a graduate, especially with the Brexit that's coming into effect as well in by end of this year. So what that will do, actually, that will restrict the Brexit will restrict the EU nationals as well. It's good for the obviously for the Pakistani engineers, Pakistani Indian engineers, because that will bring both the EU and non-EU in the same pot. So they will the EU as well as the non-EU, they will apply for the same job, while previously the EU will get preference based on the fact that UK was part of the EU basically, so they will get a preference in previously, but in next from next year, January, there will be completely new scenario. And السلام عليكم إمران سنگ خي خيريتي جيك يا دلتك يمكن اللايف لقى مخا إمران ذي امید لرم چې ته به ښې ماشومان به دې ښې هلته کې پاکستان کې به امني او دعاګانې کوه انشاءالله دعا به درته کومه. آه، دا ټول ما سٹارټ کړی دی سیول انجینیرز ریلیټډ، ما چې کوم ملګري دي انجینیرز دي هغوی دلته راتلل غواړي، هغوی دپاره ما دا سٹارټ کړی دی لایف سیشن، نو هغوی هلپ کول دي دلته کې. Raghav, again, in India, structural engineering is a huge demand. Is that same in the UK? Which course I do in the UK? It will also help in India. Right, okay. Structural engineering. I did structural engineering myself, MSc in structural engineering from Manchester. And I must say, yeah, it's in a huge demand, definitely. But the problem with the actually in the UK is it doesn't matter. I mean, if you do structural engineering, it's not necessary you will get the job in the same structural engineering field, and that is basically something I want to transfer to you guys. I mean, to the Pakistani Indians, because I did structural engineering degree, MSc, and I never got into the structural engineering field. Actually, I've always been in the civil engineering field. So there is a difference actually if you're talking about here in the UK. They're completely separate field actually, structural engineering and civil engineering. So structural engineering, even the authority, the yeah, basically we go the institution of structural engineering that deal with structural engineers, and civil engineers completely separate. So I said, I mean, it depends on the demand in the UK. If the demand is for the civil engineers, even if you are done MSc in structural engineer, you will get a job in civil engineer. But it's up to yourself. You want to go along with that. Obviously, here when people arrive here, when they complete their degree, their first priority is to just get on the job market sort of ladder, and that's exactly what I was in the same port when I completed my structural engineering degree. I was offered a job in the railway civil engineering, which was completely out of the box for me. But I accepted at the time because I had basically I said let's get into it, and let's see. I mean how it goes, and since then I stuck into the same field. Actually, I've been working for the past 15 years in the same field. Structure engineering is definitely is in high demand, both here as well as in India, all over the world. I would say structure engineering, but you don't need to expect to be to find a job exactly in the structure engineering department as well. So it could be either civil engineering, or it could be completely a random sort of, yeah, in railway departments, or obviously it would be good, I mean, to go into the same field. I mean, obviously that's the reason why you're doing structural engineering, to find the job in the relevant field. But as said, it doesn't matter, you will find a job, definitely. And from India perspective, you said, I mean, it's in huge demand. Yes, definitely, it's all over the world. Structural engineers are in huge demand. But I must say, if you are really keen to do structural engineering, you need to be quite good into the software skills as well. So all the super stress, the yeah, ETAB and those kind of, yeah, softwares, you need to be good at it. Initially, is not a problem. Initially, when you go for a graduate engineer, graduate sort of, yeah, skill set or jobs, they won't ask you. I mean, really, from that perspective. Obviously, if you know the knowledge, that's a good thing for your job. But the employer, they provide you all the trainings when you get the job. So it's no, as long you have the basic knowledge of softwares at the initial stage, that's always a plus. But you don't need to be master or competent in all the sectors as long. Muhammad Adil, working in the UK versus Middle East, any experience? Yes, I have experience of both actually. Obviously, mostly worked in the UK. I did work for 6 months to 1 year in Qatar, Doha, Middle East. So it's completely different markets, actually. I must add here that if you're coming over from Pakistan or India, if you go first to Middle East, you can, I would say, easily settle in there in the Middle East market. Obviously, salary-wise, I mean, they got, especially Qatar, I must say, they pay a huge sum of money there to engineers there in the Qatar market. Actually, they are still booming. Actually, Qatar. I worked there as well for a year, 6 months there. So if you're going straight from Pakistan, India to Middle East, you can settle in there. But if you come straight from Pakistan to UK and had some experience here, it's not easy going back to Middle East market, because there's a huge difference into the culture. The culture is a huge different. I mean, the demand and the way actually you talk to the client, to the employees there, is completely different. But I must I must add, I mean, it's always a good experience when obviously when I went from the UK basically job to the Middle East, that gave me a completely new exposure to the new people, the new way of basically working there. I learned quite a lot in the Middle East, although it wasn't easy for me. It was quite tough, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is the way actually Middle East market works and UK is completely different, especially in health and safety wise. I must add here, in the UK, they emphasize more on the mental health, the health and safety of the employee. That's literally a daily talk here in the offices, basically in the UK offices. But you don't often see them the same way in the Middle East market, and that's where I found a bit sort of, yeah, a huge difference there. And that I felt quite hectic in the Middle East. Although, yeah, I get quite a lot of money from there, from the Middle East. But that was the huge difference actually between the two culture. But if you're going from the UK, if you had experience in the UK, you will feel a huge difference between the culture. In terms of money, definitely I will go with the Middle East. You got a tax-free money there, and you don't have to pay any tax there, and everything, whatever you get, is actually that goes straight into the bank without any sort of tax there. So you can save a lot of money there. But yeah, as I said, a lot of tension and hectic jobs as well. So I hope, I mean, that clarifies, Mohammed Adil, that clarifies your question there. Raghav, please share your first job experience. Any suggestion to find first job without experience? Right. Okay. Raghav, as said, I mean, there is a huge demand for engineers, and the first job experience, I would share my experience when I was studying, when I completed the first semester actually here in the UK, because I had no knowledge of the job market at the time. So what I did actually, I sat online at the time without knowing, I mean, how the job market works, and I went online, uploaded my CV on a few websites here in the UK, and actually I was contacted by the recruitment agencies, and they just set up basically my first interview with the company, and that's exactly how I started. I was even studying, but basically my first semester, and I, I attended the interview. And as said, I mean, all I was asked about the basic questions about the bending moment, shear forces, and just the basics, like I mean, about the survey items, backside reading, foresight reading, height of collimation, and that was the basic information, actually questions I was asked at the time, and they just gave me the offer. And I said, I mean, I was still studying at the time, and that's the good thing about here in the UK is if the company needs people, they would just give you an offer, and that's exactly what happened to me as well. When they accepted me basically at the interview, and they said, okay, when you're gonna join in? And I said I need to complete my MSc, and they said, okay, whenever. So it was like, I mean, 6 months in advance of my completion, of my completion my studies, I had the job offer here, and that's how I started here. So you just, yeah, in the interview, don't expect, I mean, they would ask you, basically give you a 5-story building or bridge, cable stay bridge to design. I mean, no, don't expect those ones in your initial sort of graduate sort of level interviews. So that's all. I got my job, first job there, and since then, obviously, once you get the first job, that's it. I mean, you tick the box, and the next job is easy peasy. Actually, you just go from one to the other. If you don't like it, there's plenty of opportunities around, as long you have the first job there, and in your CV you add it in. Basically, you work for the UK company, so they don't ask too many questions after that, basically, because Muhammad Adil, working towards to become a UK chartered civil engineer. Any advice? Muhammad Adil, actually, I recently uploaded actually my video on the YouTube channel Civil Engineer. If you haven't watched my civil engineering YouTube channel, please, I would highly advise. Please go there and watch. I only recently uploaded, yeah, a few videos there, and chartered engineers is one of them actually. I'm a chartered engineer, so I've shared my experience, what you need actually to become a chartered engineer with the Institution of Civil Engineer. It's a huge demand here in the UK, and straight away you get an edge over your peers. Basically, once you're chartered, your salary goes up straight, 5 to 8k £1,000 per year. Basically, straight goes up, and it's a huge demand here. So I would highly advise, I mean, if you haven't watched that video, please go there on my YouTube channel, and the title will be chart how to become a chartered engineer there, and I have basically quite in detail all the steps basically you need to go through, what you need to become a chartered engineer. If you still have any question post that watching that video, you're free to ask any questions there, but also don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, actually, once you are on the YouTube channel. Raghav, I'm a right for construction management. Will that companies prefer to take local people for fluent English language skills? Um, Raghav, this is, as said, I mean, the UK population doesn't fulfill, I mean, the requirements, I mean, the demand here in the UK. Yes, you're right. I mean, due to the language sort of barrier, There is an edge for the locals, and basically it's not just the language. If you're good at your technical skills, I mean, I say the basics, you got the basics right. In that case, I mean, because engineering is technical field, right? So the language doesn't go that far. I must say, I mean, like, as long you have good enough speaking, so you can convey your message, that is good enough for the technical engineering people here. But as long you're good in your technical skills, you can convey the message. Your communication skill is good enough for that. Obviously, if you're going into the management, you need a bit higher skills. Obviously, that the communication comes, yeah, quite vital there. You're right there. But your technical skill is primarily important. You need to convey the technical skills there as well. And thank you very much again for asking the questions. I hope this is helping you. Any more for any more? Guys, I was expecting a lot more questions. Come on. Uh, Thank you, Raghav. I like that. Yeah, I need more like these ones, man. Because I'm here for the 1 hour 10 minutes. I've sat here. I never sat. I mean that long in a chair basically, and I love that. You need to click the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed, guys, to the my YouTube channel, Civil Engineer, please, I would urge you to go there, watch the videos. Obviously, I mean, I've recently started that YouTube channel a month ago. Uploaded about 7 or 8 videos there. I hope, I mean, that will help you about, yeah, all these questions you are asking. I'm sure, yeah, I have here and there covered these questions already on those videos. I know these are the basic questions which every student or basically our Asian community would have in their mind when they're coming over to the UK. So I have already covered these ones in there. Raghu, do a video on your work, sir. Are you talking about the recent or throughout my career? It's going to be like a like Bollywood film actually if I'm doing the 15 years experience there. If you're asking my recent, I mean what I'm doing recently, I can share my experience that one. But obviously, if covering the 15 years experience here in the UK, that would be like 2 Bollywood films, so that will extend 5 hours. If you want me to do that one, it will take quite some time. I need completely some directors, and I need to bring some yeah entertainment there as well. Otherwise, you will get bored. Right, Raghav, present running software for civils. Running softwares. What does that mean? Do you want me to show how to play with the softwares, or I didn't get your question right there? Or do you want what softwares are useful for civil engineers actually here? Just clarify the question, please. Right, okay, company required. Okay, software, as said, I mean, for graduate rank of they won't ask you basically for the graduate engineer all they're gonna ask you in the interview, what software did you use in the university. Here in the when you do the MSc here in the UK, they normally yeah teach you one or two, actually normally it's just one software. Like when I was doing, so we were doing the ANSYS, which is the finite element analysis software. But to be honest, we never used that in the field. As said, I mean, never been in the structure side. So there are quite a few softwares like Superstress is one of, but before going into that software side, actually, if you're working in the structural engineering discipline, you need those software skills. Basically, either the FEM, finite element analysis softwares, LUCIS or ANSYS, or the other, yeah, basically linear analysis softwares like Superstress or the others, yeah, MATLAB. You can go about those ones, but only if you're doing structural engineering jobs, basically, if you are relevant to that. If you're talking about the civil engineering, we hardly use any softwares apart except the MS Excel. We do all the calculations. We set up the spreadsheet majority because it's so simple for structure engineer. No, sorry, for civil engineers, it's so easy. Sort of, yeah. We normally design like if there's any foundation for the infrastructure, it doesn't get you into that sort of, yeah, largely analysis sort of software. So we do simple calculations for those ones and using the MS Excel. So I would highly recommend to spend some time on the MS Excel to get the some expertise in that knowledge. As said in the interview, they won't ask or they won't expect anyone would expect you to be expert in Excel. As long you got the knowledge, that will help you throughout your career when you start the job, basically, because you need to learn that to be part of a design team, basically, as a civil engineer. If you're doing structure engineering jobs, or for that one, you definitely need, yeah, the analysis software sort of skills there. But again, as said, don't expect them to be basically your expertise or you're competent. You need to be competent to go for your graduate job. That the employer don't expect you to be competent there. How is land surveyor jobs? Land surveyors again. Well, I mean, if you're doing the engineering, obviously, is more preferable. There are surveyors job as well here, but obviously they completely go their own expertise here. Actually the main difference I would say from our Asian sort of, yeah, community than the UK is the UK is quite specific about the jobs. So if you're a civil engineer, so you're very relevant to in civil. They don't expect you to work as a structure engineer unless, I mean, you completely change your field. That then they would expect you obviously into the realm of field. But if you're a surveyor, then completely they go their own expertise. You need to know the latest sort of, yeah, theodolite or the total station sort of. Here is completely different than what you would use basically back in the in India, Pakistan. Actually, the equipment that's been used here nowadays is completely drone surveys as well. So that's a completely new dimension to the surveys here. We are using now. We have started using in the railway as well the drone surveys, which has completely different dimensions. But you need to be quite expert in that field, obviously, to go into that surveyor jobs. But as I said, there, Azan, what are you doing here, man? So that is Azan. My son's here. As said, I mean, it's Sunday, so obviously it's a family day. I spend more time with them, but for the past 1.5 hour, I'm spending that time with yourself. Take the page. So they will take a few pages. They will just ruin my office here throughout the day. So excuse me. I mean, if they're doing any disturbance here, take this. Um, right. So Raga, I hope this clarified your question here. So if you got any more question, feel free. Construction management or structures which get job easily give off a PR. I don't know what's PR. Right, okay. Asian, as Asian, we got the language barrier there for the management side. Um, Structures will give you straight into the technical side. Um, so it's not basically a strict rule here. If you're going for structure initially, and after some experience, a year or two, you can always switch over. It's no hard and fast rule here. Basically, there's always demand basically in different fields here. Like I'll share my experience. Majority of my experience is based on the as a designer, civil designer, consultant, basically here in the UK. But past few years, actually, 5 years ago, when I was trying in the construction, I was trying to see if I could get a job into the construction side. that's where I got into the construction management actually for a few years. It wasn't hard for me, honestly. It's just the employer had a requirement for um, yeah, construction manager, and when I applied for it, I said straightforward. I said I have no experience in management, but actually they required one at the time. Obviously, they looked at my experience. Yeah, I had lots of design experience, so they knew I could settle in there easily, and they give me an offer. So I got basically I switched over to construction management. Even with no experience, I was go went straight into the management side, and which was a quite a high level as well without any experience in the construction. So it's no always hard and fast rule there actually. If you stick to one, like I mean, if you say you go into the structure engineering job, doesn't mean you have to stay there for rest of your lives. You always switch over basically. When if you don't like it, try to get into the other field. The construction management is always a chance there. You can get it. But as I said, I mean, the first thing is basically the first job is the hardest. I mean, when you get into the first job, um, it's easy to switch over. It's not hard after that. I hope, I mean, that clarify your question here. In which course, next question, in which course getting permanent residency easily offer the company? Right, okay. No, this doesn't actually, it's not for the company. Obviously, the big company, I think that the new rules that says um, after completion of your MSc, you get 2 years PSW. So that allows you to work basically as a permanent employee for a company. Um, it's completely depends on the employer. Doesn't mean if it's a small company or big company, no, it doesn't bother. It's as long the employers is happy with your work, they will, if they are happy to keep you all along, basically along the journey, they will apply for your work permit or whatever is the next stage basically is required for extension in your visa after the 2 years completion of PSW. So you need to show that to your employer that basically you can do the job and you can do better than others. And if they're willing to keep you there in the job, they will apply for your extend visa extension. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't depend on the company at all. It depends on your job skills. I mean, if you're good at that, what you're supposed to do, so the company can provide you the extension. And I believe, if I'm correct, I haven't got the all the sort of the latest information, but I believe after the 5 years of yeah, working here in the UK, you transfer basically to the next stage of your visa status, which is the permanent residency. Raghav, doing study as a part-time job, is there any chance to job relevant to construction? Doing study as a part-time job, is there any chance to job relevant? No, no. Um, if the first thing, I mean, to apply for a permanent, sort of, yeah, the relevant engineering job is the company is looking for is your visa status basically. So you can apply when you start studying here. You can go for the job interviews, you can attend that, but the company is going to ask you about your status. So if you haven't got the PSW, which allows you basically to work permanently here, they won't give you the job there basically. They can offer you, and they will tell you basically once you get the PSW, then you can join in. I mean, if you're good enough at the interview, even if you're studying, as said in my case, when I was studying, I got the job offer. Well, at that stage, I would say, I must add, I mean, it was different sort of, yeah, different type of visas at that stage, at that time, basically. But now, yeah, you can still apply. It doesn't restrict you to go and apply basically for the jobs. But obviously, when you go to the job in the interview, if they like you, basically, if they like you at the interview, they would definitely ask you about your status, and you can add basically after completion, I will get the PSW. and if they offer you, they can even retain that post for yourselves till you complete your studies. But you can't start your job part-time into the relevant field. What you can do is as a part-time job, and to be honest, before I go into the part-time job in the construction industry, or yeah, in the with a consultant, there's hardly any part-time job you will be offered anyway. I mean, it's majority, I would say, 100% is a permanent, basically a full-time job, so you don't get, yeah, part-time jobs there. During the studies, if you're doing studies, so you will do the part-time job, obviously, to cover your living cost, all the other sort of, yeah, cost here. And that will be basically some odd jobs working into the big stores. Yeah, the here like Asda, Tesco, Sainsbury, the big stores here. So you could do those ones, or McDonald's and these kind of stores. I mean, they offer the part-time jobs for one or two shifts a week, basically, and that should be good enough for you. I mean, to cover yourself during your studies period. I mean, that would be good enough to cover your initial sort of, yeah, living cost, or the food sort of, yeah, transportation cost here. But you definitely you won't get, yeah, a part-time job into the construction or relevant industry job if you're doing studies. Uh, I must add, I mean, if you haven't subscribed to the channel or you haven't watched the channel so far, so please consider, yeah, go into the YouTube channel, Civil Engineer, and see if you can watch some videos there. And also, please consider subscribing to the channel and share on your social media as well, to make sure, yeah, we bring more people. We try to bring more people, and we go live on the YouTube channel rather than here in the Facebook, because mostly the professional that they've been questioning me is on the YouTube channel. They this is the Facebook. This is my personal Facebook page, so I don't have too many professional here. I would try to actually. I was trying. I said I'm not good at the um, IT. I was trying to see where how to get the link to the my YouTube channel. I will share here the YouTube. If you click on this link, try to see if you can open that. This is the YouTube channel I was talking about. Instagram as well. I think my Instagram is. I will add the Instagram ID here as well. You can ask any question my Instagram, and YouTube channel. You can ask questions there on Instagram. Obviously, Facebook. I don't normally use Facebook for my professional sort of involvement. It's just for my personal, or yeah, basically with my family and friends. So it's Instagram you can use, the YouTube you can use. There's an email there as well on the YouTube channel. You can use that email address to ask any question. But as said, I mean, I would try to make this as a regular live session. As said, I mean, this will make the time effective for yourself as well as for me. For me, it's not easy to make the YouTube sort of video all the time because of the full-time job. I don't get much time, I mean, to make the videos and then upload and all other sorts. I'm not good at the IT sort of side, so I do struggle with that thing. I will learn a bit more about here as well. If we can bring you live as well, basically you can ask directly your questions through your voice as well. That would be quite yeah, that would bring more a personal effect to the live sessions as well. So with that, I will leave you there. I would like you to enjoy your Sunday, rest of the day, and I hope, I mean, this session was good for yourself as well as for me. It was a good experience, the first session. Um, as said, I mean, I will keep this keep going for every Sunday. I will try to bring obviously if you can share with your friends. I mean, especially your colleagues in the same field, engineering field. That would be quite good actually if you can bring more people in. That would be quite useful for them as well. Obviously, I said I will share my experience and knowledge to the best of my knowledge. I won't give you the fast information. It doesn't help neither me or neither you. So I'll give you the right information what you need. I'm just here give you my experience here, sharing my experience, and I quite like it that the live session in a sense that is quite uh, good in a sense you get a response directly basically to the questions what you're asking. And also, yeah, I would like to have more likes as well. If you're getting the response, all I need is if you like it, then I know, yeah, you are satisfied with the answer. Otherwise, I mean, it just give me in doubt basically whether I'm just wasting my time and your time. Actually, I'm not providing the answers what is required actually. I'm not satisfying your queries here. So again, yeah, as I said, I'm really thankful to yourselves. I mean, coming live here, and I hope, I mean, you have enjoyed this session. As said, this was the first of its kind, so I'll keep continue with the same session. I'll try to bring basically more and more people here, so to be more effective, so we can discuss more relevant questions. The more the merrier, basically, if we can spread the word. But most importantly, if you can share the YouTube channel, the Civil Engineer YouTube channel, subscribe there, share with your family and friends. If you can bring more audience there, so once we get to the 1,000 subscribers there, we can basically start this session on the YouTube channel, where the majority our professionals are there basically on the YouTube channel. So we can continue there on the YouTube channel. So have a good day, and thank you very much for being part of this session. So see you live in the next session. Will be next Sunday. Thank you very much.